I was married for 13 years. I came out of a very abusive marriage. I wanted to get my girls and myself out of that atmosphere. I wanted to give my girls a life that I didn't have. Being a single mom is very hard. I didn't have any help from anybody. I remember sitting at work just crying because I knew that they were walking to school by themselves in thunderstorms, and people who were home wouldn't even go get them to pick them up to take them to school. It would really hurt me.
I married my first wife when I was 19. We were married for 10 years. I ended up being married a second time, and we were married for like 2 years, 3 years, and it did not work. We got divorced, and I met a friend of mine from years past, and we lived together for 13 years. I never wanted to get married again. I separated from her and ended up meeting Nanci.
Something just clicked between us. It was amazing at first, but then we moved out to a log cabin, and I got very, very depressed. I didn't want to be around people. I hated people. I still had this resentment towards my ex-husband, and he was still being very manipulative with the girls, and I just had so much hate in me towards him.
There came a point in time where her ex-husband and I got together, and he presented me with a CD of his testimonial that he wanted Nanci to listen to.
I actually went over to my girlfriend's house and said, because I didn't want to listen to it alone, I said, "Can you listen to this with me?" So we listened to it, and she was like, wow, you know, if that's what this is all about, maybe there is something to this. A couple months after that, he called me and he said, "You may not understand this, but I really want you to hear me out." He said, "I'm calling you to ask for your forgiveness for everything that I've ever done to you and the girls in our life. I was a victim here. I'm the one who was abused. I'm the one who all this stuff is being done to me, but you're going to heaven, the one who's doing it to me, and I'm not?" I said, I just didn't understand that. We walked in here, and it was amazing. We walked in the front doors, and it was like the Holy Spirit was right there. He said, "This is it."
Coming to the church for our services on Sundays, we heard about Alpha. I saw the program advertised, and I said to Nanci about going to Alpha so that I could learn more about God.
Alpha to me was a change in my life because it was all about relationships. I started communicating with people again and loving people and understanding they have problems too.
And it's just enjoyable getting to meet other believers and some that aren't sure whether they believe or not, and trying to be able to help them make that decision towards God is wonderful.
He was involved in still is involved in a motorcycle club, which I didn't agree with, being that we're changing our lives, and I felt as though we should surround ourselves with Christians to be around people who believe what we believe in. We met up with someone along the way who was in the club. He started talking about his relationship and marriage, and got very emotional, and I just felt it led in my spirit to talk about Jesus.
And it's amazing the number of people that you can bring the word to.
And they listen.
And a lot of them are partly involved in it and just not fully committed. And you get to express that to people, and that's amazing.
It's very selfish, I feel now, to just hang around with Christians. We have to get out there and you know, be the light in the darkness to people.